Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Rebecca here again for another video story time. This one isn't live, it's Sunday night and I'm at my house, and tomorrow you'll all see me live. But I want to do a recorded one so that if we ever have any trouble with our internet connection, or if something crazy happens during the Storytime recording, like my dog who you met at our last Storytime starts barking like crazy or something like that, this way I have another Storytime for you guys to watch. And so it's kind of fun to have that second option. So we'll start our Storytimes in the same way. This is a 15-minute Storytime, that's 10 plus 5. And that means we're not going to do as much as we do when we get together in person for Storytime at the library. We're going to read one book and we're going to sing usually just one song, but today we're going to try to do 2 songs because one of them is very short and one of them is really, really silly. So we'll do 2, and we'll do our hello song, which is our bread and butter hellos, and our goodbye song. Are you guys ready to get started? So we're going to start with our bread and butter hellos. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as quietly as we can. So quiet. Hello. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as loudly as we can. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Hello! That was a really loud hello. I hope I didn't hurt your ears. Let's go ahead and do another pair. Ready? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as quickly as we can. Ready? Hello! Did you even hear me say hello? I tried to say it so fast. I bet you guys all did too. So what's the opposite of quickly? Slowly, right? So when we say hello this time, we're going to try and hear each and every letter in the word hello. The H, the E, the 2 L's, and the O. Ready? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as slowly as we can. Hello. Good job, everybody. One last pair. Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as silly as we can. Hello. I said it a little bit like a witch. I guess a silly witch. I bet you guys were silly too. Are you ready for the next one? Bread and butter, marmalade and jam. Let's say hello as seriously as we can. Let's get our serious posture as if we're maybe an opera singer or a world leader or about to give a speech to a group of very important people all wearing fancy clothes. Hello. Very serious. All right, so our book today is about a badger, and it is called Tidy, and it is by an author named Emily Gravitt, and it is about a badger who lives in the woods and likes to tidy the woods. And I'm going to dedicate this reading today to my dad, if he happens to see this at some point, because my dad also likes to tidy the woods. So it's not just badgers. You guys might know somebody in your house who likes to try to tidy up the woods around your house too. All right, let's get started. Deep in the forest lived a badger named Pete, who tidied and cleaned and kept everything neat. He tidied the flowers by checking each patch and snipping off any that didn't quite match. That one, it looks like it's yellow and orange, so it doesn't quite match the purple ones. He tidied the fox by grooming his fur. He untangled each knot and each twig and each burr. So it looks like he's brushing the fox's tail. there. How interesting. He tidied the birds from the big to the small by brushing their beaks and bathing them all. And can you guys see who he's giving a bath to there? Who is that? It's an owl. Hoo-hoo. He picked up stray sticks. He swept and he rubbed. He polished the rocks and he scoured and he scrubbed. He's working very hard with his broom. The fox just wonders what he's doing. So when a leaf fell, well, uh-oh, he can't keep up with all those leaves. It must be the fall there. Pete tidied up, but he still wasn't happy. Now the trees looked bare and scrappy. And so, to make it all look neat, Pete undertook a mighty feat. Now, it looks at first like those are rocks, but I think if you look carefully, they're actually all bags of leaves that he has swept up. He dug up every single tree. Oh no. That owl looks really worried, probably because that's its home. And there's a squirrel running away. I don't think Badger means to be mean, but that's not good that he's taking up all the trees because lots of other animals live in the trees. But then it rained. There was a flood. Uh-oh. There's Badger in a boat and an umbrella. Now, trees have roots, and their roots help absorb water when it rains. So I think there's a flood because he took out all the trees. And afterward, a lot of mud. Ew, that's a lot of mud. It's kind of what the world is like right now anyway, if you go out in the woods. Pete called in the diggers, he called in the mixers, he called in the concrete, the rakers, the fixers. He's a big truck. No mud, no leaves, no mess, no trees. Perfectly tidy and perfectly neat. This forest is practically perfect, said Pete. Except for what? Does it look like a forest anymore? It looks like a parking lot to me. I'm hungry, he thought. I deserve a treat. So he hunted around for something to eat. But the beetles and worms that he usually found were under the concrete, deep in the ground. And so Pete decided to go home instead. If he couldn't have dinner, he'd go straight to bed. But when he arrived and took out his key, there wasn't a door where the door used to be. Uh-oh. He covered up. He can't get into his house anymore. It's not good. Later that night, Pete tossed and he turned. His belly was empty. It rumbled and churned. As he lay in his mixer, wide awake, he started to think, I have made a mistake. So, the very next morning, when it got light, he set about trying to put everything right. And there they all are. They're tearing up more or less the parking lot. There's a bird over here. That's a pretty bird. It looks like a hummingbird. Then the animals came from the strong to the weak, and they lent him a paw or a claw or a beak. He's putting the trees back in the ground, which I don't know if you could really do that or not. But they put everything back as it always had been, but maybe less ordered and not quite as clean. And Pete, well, he promised to tidy up less. But if he succeeded is anyone's guess. That's nice. They're all having a picnic. And it looks very pretty. Looks like the woods again. And that's the end. So I thought of 2 different songs to go with this and come a little bit closer to sing them with you. All right, the first one is one we've done at Storytime before, and it's a song about opposites. Why do you guys think I thought of a song about opposites this time? Because clean is the opposite of dirty, or tidy is the opposite of messy. So the Badger Pete wanted to make everything clean. He didn't want any messes. So this song doesn't talk about clean and tidy, but it is about opposites, and it's very short. So maybe we'll do it 2 times. And it goes, this is big, 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 and this is small, small, small. This is short, 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 and this is tall, tall, tall. This is fast, 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 and this is slow, slow, slow. This is yes, 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 and this is no, no, no. So there's a lot of movements that go with it. And I learned this song from 2 wonderful librarians who have a website called Jayberry, and I will link it in the comments, I should add. So let's do it one more time. Can you remember all the motions? We go this for big, this for small, this for short, this for tall, and this for fast, and this for slow. And of course we shake our heads for yes and no. Are you ready? This is big, 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 and this is small, small, small. This is short, 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 and this is tall, tall, tall. This is fast, 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 and this is slow, slow, slow. This is yes, 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 and this is no, no, no. Good job, everybody. That's great. So our second song today is something I just learned because I was looking for pictures of badgers. And I guess maybe other people had already seen this because it's a viral video from the internet, but I never had, and I loved it so much. I wanted to share it with all of you. I'll link the video here in the comments too, just like the Jayberry YouTube video of the other song we just did. So this song also has motions in it, and it's very repetitive. So we'll do it maybe a couple of times, but whenever you say badger, we're going to be the badger and we're going to go badger, 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 badger. And whenever I say mushroom, we'll pretend to be the head on a mushroom and go mushroom. And then when the snake comes, we'll go snake. Are you ready? It's really silly. There's not much to it. It goes badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom, badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom, badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom, badger, 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 eek, a snake. Oh no, a snake. Badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom, badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom, badger, 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 eek, a snake. Oh no, a snake. One more time. Badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom, badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom, badger, 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 eek, a snake. Oh no, a snake. And we'll stop there. You get the idea. It might not make much sense with me doing it, but if you watch the video, I hope it was fun with me doing it, but I think you'll get it even more when you watch the video, and it might get stuck in your head too. I thought it was a fun way to kind of celebrate badgers. And I have to tell you guys something. Yesterday I went for a hike, and I'd been singing that song all day, and you know what I saw on my hike in the woods, hiding in the leaves? Eek, a snake. Oh no, a snake. But you know what? It was a really cool snake. It was a really small snake, and it wasn't scary at all. I was actually really happy to see the snake. Because snakes are actually, most of them are not scary. Most of them are actually pretty afraid of us. So they're not, even though the song acts like there's something to be afraid of, they really aren't. So our next story time on Thursday will be about Little Red Riding Hood. And I actually won't be reading a book. I'm just going to tell the story like I have done at our story times we do in person sometimes. So that should be fun because it is one of my favorite stories to tell. So I can't wait to share that with you guys on Thursday. And I look forward to seeing you again then. Let's go ahead and have our goodbye song. Are you guys ready? It's time to say goodbye to our friends. It's time to say goodbye to our friends. Story time is done today, so come again another day. It's time to say goodbye to our friends. Bye, friends.